Yeah, the shining golden signs. Let your inner sparking night. Fat treasure, growing bright.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Kamen Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we're here for number one Sentai Gozyuger episode 28, and this is the conclusion to the two-part episode we had with last week, and this was pretty good. I mean, this felt like we were defeating a real villain here, because Setsuna was a villain. Like, I'm talking, he was Stay Caesar 2.0. And I knew it. This guy was just. You were just a red Stacy, because you were even using some of his moves. Anyway, but yeah, he is basically strapped. Since he captured everybody in the last episode, we see that he has basically put these headbands on everyone. That basically put them in a sleep, but basically put them all to sleep. And they're all having their most wildest dreams. And he's basically collecting data and stuff on them. And in those dreams, all their wishes have come true. And our boy Horu, he's able to break out of break out of it because he doesn't have a dream and stuff like that. And he does talk to Setsuna, and Setsuna basically tells him that. And Setsuna's whole plan is like he wants to be the best like AI technology dude in the world. Like he wants to be number one at that. And yeah, so Bouquet is also trying to get her memories back, because she's stuck in she's also like stuck in this her own like dream or whatever, and she can't remember who she is, and she's stuck in this white void, and she sees Rikuo and stuff like that. And and basically she's trying to get through that, but our only people who are free are Horu, Mashiro, and Fire Candle. They're the only ones that are free, and they've decided to team up with each other to basically get Bouquet back. Well, save Bouquet, beat up Setsuna, and basically save everybody else. And that's basically the plot. But I did like how they did save Bouquet, and I love the speech that Fire Candle gave to her and things like that. Setsuna was like, how did she break out of that? She's not a living person, she's an AI, because we all know that all the Boraidon are just AI people. Like, they were AI created by the queen, and we all know that the queen is basically an AI created by a Tegasword. I think that's right. When it comes down to those two, I think that's right. But yeah, so, and it also kind of proved that Fire Candle and Bouquet are actually friends, because they actually do show concern for each other. And that's why Fire Candle was here in the first. Well, the reason why he was here in the first place was to get his, basically get his sister back, because that's what I feel like they have, like a brother sister thing going on. But yeah, like we see everybody's dreams. Everybody's dreams are really good. Like Rikuo, he's the idol. Yellow, he's basically worshiping Tegasword. He's Black, she's a cop, and she has a great relationship with her sister. And Green, his was sad to me, because he's an old man. So and an old man reuniting with his love, man, that one, his tugged my heartstrings. When he got back, when he basically met a young version of his wife, and the way he hugged her, the stuff that he said, I was feeling for Green, man. I was feeling for him, because I was just like, oh, that feeling of reuniting with someone like that. Babe, I'm gonna get too deep into it. But yeah, so now that they're all like under this simulation. Basically he basically made robots, copies of them, the last AI robots that we saw that Kion's company makes. He basically took 4 of them and made them into Gozyuger like robots, and they look distinctly different. They have like a red X on their chest and stuff, and I think they have like an extra like little capey thingy. I think so. They have they had some extra stuff put on them. So the other, we see Mashiro, Horu, and Fire Candle end up fighting those guys. But then we see that Setsuna is able to make them see nightmares. So in everybody's dream turns into a nightmare, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us can relate to that. We have a really good dream that turns into a nightmare. But yeah, we see that Rikuo, we see the gray-eyed man. I forgot his name, but the gray-eyed man is there. He was congratulating him, but he giving him a bouquet of flowers. But then when the nightmare starts, he slaps him in the face with the bouquet of flowers. It basically says you'll never be an idol again. And also, she hates Sumino. She looks at Sumino and says she hates her. Green's wife, she looks at him and says, you left us to enjoy yourself. You left your family. And he was like, no, it didn't happen like that. I was like, oh man, Green, god dang it, man, it really hurt. And for Yellow, Tegasora just turned to goop, like he turned into goop or something like that. It was weird. But yeah, so everybody kind of like living that nightmare. And then when they eventually do get freed, thanks to Fire Candle and Bouquet, because Fire Candle, he gives his speech to Bouquet and he's able to break her out. And Setsuna's like, how did you do that? You're just an AI. And also she also was able to break out because Setsuna, he ripped a picture of Rikuo in front of her, and that completely ticked her off. But yeah, after that, the big fight ensues, where we see our other three dudes who are free. They're fighting the robot Gozyuger, and then that's when everybody breaks out. Everybody meets up with them, and then they end up transforming, and they end up fighting like their counterpart selves, while Polar and while Mashido and Horu are fighting Setsuna. And after they defeat the robots, or the robot clones of them, Fire Candle, he ends up getting Bouquet out of there. But then Bouquet, she ends up calling her mech to fight Setsuna. But we see that Setsuna, while they're fighting Setsuna, we see Polar and Horu, they end up defeating him, and he ends up calling one of the Baridon robots. And that actually really surprised me, because they did destroy his stuff, but it actually really did surprise me that we saw him in that mech, in a Baridon mech, even though he's a ring warrior. That was actually really surprising to me. But we see that he ends up getting defeated by Bouquet and Mashido. And yeah, it was really good seeing Bouquet fight again, because we haven't seen her fight in a minute. And it was really cool seeing her fighting again. I forgot what her mech even looked like for a while. Like I did, like we haven't seen her fight in a minute. But after that, everybody ends up getting they end up saving the other people, basically saving everyone. Everyone's good. Defeated the monster. Defeated the robot clones. We see that Fire Candle and Bouquet have their they have their talk, their heart-to-heart talk, and she ends up going back to the queen and apologizing to the queen. But the queen, it basically is lenient on her. She basically tells her to keep on loving, because that really proves that you are Bouquet the loving. And after that, we see that Fire Candle finds like a invoice that was stuck on Bouquet's dress. Turns out he charged her for saving him, and she didn't know. It was for 300 milli. And then she's like, I'm gonna get him back, and when he sees me, I'm gonna wreck him. But yeah, that's the ending of the episode. But yeah, this episode was really good. I did love, this episode felt really serious. It felt good. It felt like there were like stakes in it. And I did like seeing them team up with Fire Candle and stuff. And I did love seeing Horu and Mashido team up with each other, with Horu in his powered up form, which was really cool. Like the fighting and like stuff like that. The fighting and choreography is always good in Gozyuger, especially like the camera angles and things like that. But we also see that Kion comes back, and he ends up punishing Setsuna after Kion like wipes all the data that Setsuna collected and things like that. And then we see that he ends up like taking out Setsuna. Where he makes the X with his fingers. Yeah, he does that thing, and we know what happened last time when we saw when we saw him eviscerate somebody. But yeah, I think that's the last we're gonna see of Setsuna. He had the Battle Fever ring, so they end up getting that ring from him. But other than that, this episode's great. You guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of #1 Sentai Gozyuger. Yeah, and I'm thinking we might end up getting. Did we already get like a fire candle centric stuff? I mean, yeah, we did with the when he was the Red Samurai Ranger. Yeah, I think that's good right there. I think we've gotten that with Fire Candle. We've gotten a lot with Fire Candle. He's a really good character. But I'm yapping. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, stay henshined.